European Championship Rallycross, round 8 in Holland, a country whose history is inextricably linked with the sea and water, of course. They've spent most of their history reclaiming land from the ocean and trying to keep the ocean out of their inland waterways through a fantastic system of lock gates and inland waterways. A lot of the pumping used to be done by the traditional windmills. Now they have modern windmills that they make electricity with. And here we are in the lovely little market town of Valkenswaard, quite close to the Belgian border. Water playing a part even in this rural setting. But it's not water power we're going to be looking at today, it's horsepower at the eurocircuit of Valkenswaard. And it's a circuit, Arthur, that the drivers seem to like.
Yes, it is, Peter, the first purpose-built rallycross circuit in Europe. We're watching the 1400 Cup cars here, and this is an accident which actually put Ilse Verreken out of the running the rest of the weekend. So Will Gollop is now going to show us the proper way to go around the Euro circuit.
From the start, it's obviously away in first gear and right up to fourth gear into the first corner. That's about 110 or 115 miles an hour. Quite interesting with 4 other cars. Round the first corner in third gear, and we just snicked fourth gear for a little while into the second corner, and then down into the hairpin. We're right down to first gear, and we had second gear out of there, and third gear up to Daytona, which is the long drifting part of the circuit on the loop. And we hold third gear all the way around there, and sometimes we can carry on and come back onto the start straight in third gear, but sometimes we have to go to second gear. It depends quite what line we take and what else is happening. And then down into the chicane, we come through there in third gear, believe it or not. It's quite a quick chicane.
Is it a good place for overtaking?
No, it's never, I don't think there are any good places for overtaking, but there are some places here that you can make a move, but it's difficult.
Well, there he is on the grid, second from the right. Pole position is on the left there behind the marshals. That's Christopherson. Skanker's alongside him. Arthur.
Yes, Skanker's going to get a good one here, I think, Peter, and Skanker it is. Everson coming up very strongly into second place. Oh, and there's a bit of a contact there, I think, between Jernberg and Everson. Tommy Christopherson has to spin to avoid it, and there is Jernberg in the sand trap on his side. And as you can see, the red flags are out.
Well, I don't know about contact there, you think. I've never seen much more contact than that, Arthur. Everyone's okay, so we can have a chuckle about it. But it was quite incredible. Everson came off the far right-hand side of the grid. Christopherson came off the pole position, which is the far left-hand side, and they both made a Jernberg sandwich of it, which is quite extraordinary driving, and I think Everson's probably got more to blame from that. If we get a chance to see it later, you can comment on it for us, Arthur. Meanwhile, that's my favourite car, that. You really bent it, you have, Mr. Christopherson. So let's have a look at this one more time from a different angle, Arthur.
There they come off the start line, and I think Everson moves over too quickly, you know. He moves over too quickly, and Jernberg just flicks him, and Michael Jernberg comes off worst of it all at the end. Another look at it from on board with Everson. Well, as you can see, Everson has gone very, very, very sideways there as Skanker gets away with it, and there is Tommy Christopherson just coming in on the right-hand side.
As we now move on to our Division 1A final. That's goodness fun. This is Gunnar Kittelsen. That is Ivan Opland, looking fairly confident. And the weather far preferable here today. That is Ludwig Hunsbeth. There's Jos Kuipers. Jos Kuipers on pole position. And finally, the man who came here courtesy of winning the B final is Carlsen. Kuipers closest to the camera.
And Kuipers closest to a win, probably, Peter, as he comes away to lead this one from Opland's down in third place, sandwiched between the two Mitsubishis. We have got the leading escort Cosworth of Ludwig Hunsbeth, then comes Gunnar Svan, then Gunnar Kittelsen, and Ingvar Carlsen completes the 6 cars as they come down the Blomqvist straight for the first time. So this young man from the Netherlands here in front of a very, very large crowd at the Euro circuit. He's on home ground and looking for his hat-trick, because remember, although he did not contest the Irish round, he has won the last 2 that he did contest, at Brands Hatch and last week, of course, at Ingelmunster in Belgium. So he's potentially on a hat-trick, having had to wait until this year before he even got his first victory. Hunsbeth in second place, Opland is in third, Gundersvan is in fourth. Then comes Gunnar Kittelsen and Ingvar Carlsen. That's the way they come through the chicane. And at the moment, there is no real positional change looking at all imminent. They're all going line astern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big battle at the end of the order there may be between Carlsen and Gunnar Kittelsen, as those two cars drop back a bit from Gundersvan. But the Toyotas, seemingly, Peter, have been eclipsed this weekend, you could say.
Yeah, it's rather strange, really. They just don't seem to be on song. They're not quite suiting the circuit at all, but Kuipers isn't having that problem.
No, Kuipers is going on his way to victory here, I think. Ludwig Hunsbeth still in second place, and as they come down, it is still through the chicane. Jos Kuipers on his last lap now. In second place, Ludwig Hunsbeth, and Opland is another man who one would have expected to have seen ahead of that Escort Cosworth. But Ludwig Hunsbeth really is putting in an inspired drive here this weekend, but not quite perhaps as inspired as this one of this young man, but in front of his home crowd. And it is Jos Kuipers, and looking very, very good. Jos Kuipers up in the Jubilee corner for the last time. There's a good scrap going on for second place. Opland is trying to make a Mitsubishi 1-2. Can he do it as they come up onto the banking of Daytona for the very last time? Kuipers can almost already see the checkered flag as we watch this battle for second place as it comes through Tarzan. And there is Kuipers, and he takes his hat-trick. Kuipers takes it on home soil. The Dutch crowd very appreciative of that, and it was, I think, Hunsbeth hanging on to second place. Opland was third, Gundersvan was fourth, then came Gunnar Kittelsen, and last but not least was Ingvar Carlsen.
Well, now then, Arthur, we've got a bit of a surprise here, because that result shows Hunsbeth wins. Jos Kuiper was excluded for a turbo infringement, and although he's appealing, if that exclusion stands, this is what the leaderboard looks like. No real change to the points, of course, but Ivan Opland still up top, Gundersvan second, and Jos Kuipers made no impression if that exclusion still stands. But the crowd eagerly anticipating the big A final of Division 2. Hansen quietly anticipating his part in that. Jernberg looking well focused. Martin Everson sporting the cracked windscreen from earlier on today. Eklund just sorting out his cockpit, ready for a big battle. Still just forming up on the grid is Jean-Luc Payet in the Citroën. And Arthur is going to tell you some stunning news about this man, Martin Skanker, on pole.
Yeah, on third runs, Peter, Martin Skanker went round in 2 minutes 32.821. That is the fastest time ever recorded for a qualifying heat here at the Eurocircuit. He has broken his old track record established with the RS200 back in 1990. And now, having done that, he's going to try and demoralise the opposition further by winning this A final. He's gone away with the short stroke RS2000 into the lead. Martin Skanker leads this one. In second place is Kenneth Hansen. Third is Martin Everson, going very well. Then comes Jean-Luc, Michael Jernberg and Per Eklund. And Kenneth Hansen knows really that with Martin winning last week, and if Martin can win today, Martin goes to his home round. The next round is in Norway, and he will be going there with the chance of closing in on Kenneth Hansen. So Kenneth must be desperate, I think, to try and get victory here this afternoon. And we are riding with the Citroëns. We are also riding with Martin Everson around this circuit. But Martin Skanker is the man who's showing us the way around. Martin Skanker it is leading this one, and it's going to be probably yet another victory for this man on what is probably his most successful circuit on the European Tour. Still in second place, Kenneth Hansen. There is Jean-Luc Payet trailing behind Martin Everson. Jean-Luc down in fourth place. And if Martin Everson can keep this third place, it's surely going to be the best result ever in Europe for this very likeable young Norwegian. But it is Skanker still leading it. Hansen second, and begins to look as though Hansen's going to have to settle for second place here, Peter, I think.
Well, it's absolutely formidable, the driving. And if we'd seen that fastest lap where he broke the lap record, it's just so smooth, so controlled, and the power is so evident. He's got a real power advantage over the Citroëns now.
He has indeed, and he said that if the new car isn't better than this one, he will continue to use this one. If the new car is better than this one, well, I think the Citroëns have really got to try and pull something out of the bag. We shan't be seeing that new car, I don't think, at all this year. Martin will surely stick with this well-proven package, I would think, for the remainder of this year, because this is round 8, and after today, of course, they have to start dropping their lowest scores. But as they come through to the flag, it's Martin Skanker taking another victory then from Kenneth Hansen, and Martin lighting up his tyres there as he takes the victory, and Kenneth Hansen behind can see all of that smoke. But there is Martin Skanker, and, well, I think some ways a predictable victory.
Well, an exciting victory, although he did let Kenneth Hansen get a bit close just